What's going on, everybody out there in YouTube land? It's your guy Q, the movie collector, here again, back with another 4K video review. I hope you guys aren't getting tired of those intros. You know, I'm all about reviewing the films that I love and I enjoy. But anywho, on today's video, we're going to be reviewing a recently released Arrow Video 4K release, which is strange. It's coming from a past release that came out on Screen Factory. But and it's a 80s, in my opinion, it's an 80s slasher. Most people consider it a slasher, while you got other people who just consider it a badass action film. I'm tending to be the one of the ones that consider this a slasher. But anywho, we're talking about Sylvester Stallone's classic of Cobra. Now, Cobra, Cobra, Marion Cobrietti. um, so this film, Sylvester Stallone wrote this film. And I think, let me see, did he? Yeah, he did the screenplay anyway. And I want to say he wrote it as well too. And it was directed by George P. Cosmatos. And I want to say George Cosmatos did music videos back then. I'm not sure. Correct me on that in the comments. But yeah, I'm not gonna say the slogan that everyone's been saying when they review this. I'm just not gonna do it. But anywho, Sylvester Stallone plays as a character Cobra, who does the zombie. He's part of the zombie squad of the police force, which pretty much he's basically doing the jobs that no one else wants to take on. So he's the person they call on to get the job done per se. And so the movie starts out. He's handling a hostage situation. He gets rid of the guy that's holding up the grocery store, and he's got other superiors in law enforcement that's telling him you shouldn't be doing things the way you do them. But the thing is, he said things right. But then we get to pretty much the meat and potatoes of why I consider this a slasher. So you got Brian Thompson, which a lot of people remember as the guy in Terminator. The original Terminator is one of the guys Arnold pretty much kills at the beginning of the movie. And to me, he's widely known, other than this film, he's known to me as Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat Annihilation. But he plays as a serial killer in this movie, which gives off immediate slasher vibes to me. I don't care what anyone says. The first half of this movie is a complete slasher. It's a complete slasher through and through. But Sylvester Stallone is actually tasked with, going to find out who this killer is. Go hit the streets, no matter who it is that they're going to, get details on who this guy actually is. And in the process, you got uh, Brigitte Nielsen. Can't talk today. Brigitte Nielsen, and she pretty much witnesses something going on in the street. They catch glimpse of her license tag and ends up trying to find out where she lives so they can go and kill her because she got to see dude's face. And so they almost get to her, but then she's rescued and put up at the hospital. And um, the Brian Thompson's character ends up going to the hospital, getting into disguise, and tries to go after her again, but then he fails once again. And so Sylvester Stallone he's protecting Brigitte Nielsen, and they start to spark off a romance, which, I mean, at that time period, I want to say the two were practical. I think they were married actually. But I think this was before or after Rocky Four. Again, someone chime in the comments and let me know. I'm not sure. But yeah, it ends up that Brian Thompson's character, they're all part of this whole new world initiative where they're trying to get rid of the scum. But yeah, this movie has it all, man. If you're into 80s action or even 80s slasher, this is the perfect movie to watch. You got Sylvester Stallone pretty much pulling a cold pizza out of the freezer, along with a egg carton that's got the components to actually clean and oil his guns, and he takes a slice of pizza and cuts it in half and eats the other half. Still to this day is not explained. But yeah, it's a great time. It's a great time watching this movie again. And but yeah, this actually comes with a host of special features, and I'll let you see here if you guys want to check it out there and pause it. Get a host of special features there. A lot of the features that's on here came from the Scream Factory release from years ago. So a lot of this stuff on here, I would probably say 75% of the stuff on here are legacy features and featurettes, which they're still good if you want to learn about how the movie was made. There's even some people on there they interviewed that they tell backstories of how the movie was filmed. So, which that's a interesting story all on its own. But the new stuff they added on here, they added let's see here, they added Slashing the Night Away, a new interview with composer Sylvester Levy. And then you have Dark Glasses, Violence, and Robots, a new visual essay by film critic Abby Bender on Cobra and 80s maximalist cinema. And then you also have White Line Nightmare, a new visual essay by film critic Martin Conterio on Cobra and the Maverick Cop Janir. And the rest of the stuff that's on here is archival. So a lot of stuff they brought over from the Scream Factory release, you get in this. So I will go on a limb to tell you that if you have that Blu-ray and you're a massive fan of the film, get this instead. Get rid of that Blu-ray. Give it to a friend or sell it. Whatever. This is the definitive version to own of this. And speaking of definitive versions, let's talk about the transfer. Man, oh man, oh man. This transfer, for the time period that was shot in and the conditions that it was shot in as well, because I don't think this movie had the biggest budget in the world at the time. This transfer looked amazing. Now, that's not to say that the Blu-ray that Scream Factory put out sucks. This just looks better. It just looks a whole lot better. The colors and everything pop. The detail is amazing too. And this does have an Dolby Vision HDR transfer along with HDR10. I thought it looked amazing. Like anything involving fire just blows that Blu-ray out of the water completely. This is probably more than likely going to show up at the end of the year on my top 4Ks of the year. I would probably say it's in my top 10. This easily goes into my top 10 of the year so far. Arrow did a phenomenal job on this transfer. They did an awesome job on this transfer. The sound, you've got a 2.0 track, you got a 4.0 track, and you got a 5.1 track. All of them are DTS master audio tracks at that. That 5.1, I've always said that 5.1 sounds amazing. You got nice surrounds with that track. And a lot of the explosions, the car chases that you get in this film, they all sounded fantastic. And even the gunshots, man, the gunshots even pack a nice little punch when you're watching this. But yeah, that is Cobra in 4K from Arrow. Would I recommend this? You damn right I'm gonna recommend this. It's Sly, man. It's Sly. And it's classic Sly at that. But yeah, I definitely recommend this as being an absolute pickup if you're a fan of the 80s action genre or just a fan of Sylvester Stallone movies. This is absolutely worth a pickup. But yeah, that does it for the review. If you guys like the video, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. I want to hear your thoughts below. I would definitely appreciate that. And then until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.